Hello, everyone. My name is Mónica Ramirez Peñuela. I have been in the field of education for 21 years already. I started as a kinder and first grade teacher in Houston, Texas. And then I moved back to Colombia 13 years ago, and I have been part of different private schools. I have also worked with some universities training future teachers, and I was part of the Ministry of Education also for 3 years. Now I'm here in Florida Blanca, Santander as the headmistress of New Cambridge School, one of the exemplary schools that we have here in our country. I thank Universidad Santo Tomás for opening the doors of continued learning about this huge challenge that we face for teaching English in our classrooms and for having better opportunities for our kids once they get the skills they need to communicate in English as their second language or as their first language. So let's get started. I hope and expect you enjoy this space as much as I enjoyed it creating every single theme for all of you. And everything that I'm going to share is based on my experience as teacher and, as I repeat, as mentor of other teachers and as a trainer of teachers. So I expect you enjoy this space, and above all, I expect you to learn at least one thing and go back to your classroom and practice. Have a great day and enjoy it. Let's get started. So here are the tips that I chose to share with you based on my teaching experience, and as a mentor and as a teacher trainer, I also have shared with many other teachers during this long path of education that I have experienced. Tips to teach English in early childhood settings. Silent period, 3 elements for success, thinking time, GPI, CPA, TPR and music, and right questions for the right connections. In early childhood settings, considering our kids as beginner learners, we need to understand and to remember that based on the 4 skills of the language, we need to improve our methodologies focused on the input skills, listening and reading. Then we will have a lot of output skills. We will start listening to them, building longer sentences to speak, and also they will be able to write complete sentences. But we cannot ask a huge product based on speaking and writing when we have not enriched strong enough the input skills. So remember that the methodology should be based on listening and reading, and then we will start having the output skills from the students. Some of the Stephen Krashen's theories said that for improving the fluency of the students in the classroom, we need to create 3 things. First is to make language input comprehensible. Second, to create extensive opportunities of interaction among all students. And third, to create spaces of authentic communication. Based on that, he talked about the silent period, which I consider is based on respecting the stage of development of every single kid. First, students should not be forced to speak. Beginners may experience this period because they don't feel comfortable speaking in the second language. They will be able to demonstrate nonverbal communication. They grasp ideas from a text to understand, and they start to answer using 1, 2, or 3 word phrases. Those 5 statements are basically what we can identify as characteristics of beginners in the classroom. And if I would be able to choose one of the statements, I would choose the first one. Students should not be forced to speak. Forced to speak. Monica, but what about if I want to improve the fluency? Can I let them speak in Spanish, or is better to force them to speak in English? They have not had enough skills in order to start putting the output skills, remember, speaking and writing, in place. So sometimes you can let the kids communicate with you in Spanish, but you are the one that cannot speak in Spanish. Remember, they can communicate with you in Spanish for you to understand what they are thinking, but please, you as the teacher, you have to keep the instruction in English all the time. We continue with the second tip. 3 elements for success. Stephen Krashen again says that we need 3 elements in the classroom to make students successful when learning a second language. Low anxiety environment, high motivation, and self-confidence and self-esteem. Usually we talk about the risk-free environments, and here in English is evident that we need to create a risk-free environment for all English learners. So that was one of the tips that I used in the classroom, and it worked very, very well. Third tip, thinking time. Thinking time is the amount of minutes or seconds that we as teachers give students to find the answer of a specific question. When working one-to-one, it is the time that the teacher waits for the answer. When working with the whole group, it is the amount of time that the teacher gives to students before calling for an answer. This is a very important strategy in early childhood settings. Remember that they are enriching all the competencies that they need in order to start putting the output skills in place. They don't know yet how to speak well or how to write well, but they have received a lot of information through their listening activities and the reading activities or the print-rich environment. So take time and wait for the answers. The connections in their brain are going to be there, and those connections are going to send you a message about how the skills are developing in every single case of students. There is a common question here. How long is the thinking time? Every time that you start practicing the thinking time, sometimes it may take 30 seconds, sometimes 1 minute, but for sure, every time that you try it is going to be shorter for the kids, but they are going to feel more confident and stronger in their learning process. Fourth tip, GPI. It's all about interactions. This is a name that I gave to the activity that I developed when I was a preschool English teacher. The first day of my class, I had the whole group with me and I presented the vocabulary of the week and I created the word wall in front of the students. Then I moved to small group instruction activities. At least 5 or 6 students per group sharing a bingo, huge bingo card. So every single student had maybe 3 or 4 words to find out while they're following my instructions. That's group work. Then I moved the following day to pair work. We had a smaller piece of bingo card, for example, and they don't have now 3 or 4 words, but they have 6 or 10 words in order to place them in the short or small bingo card. And finally, at the end of the week, I had the one-to-one interaction, or at least to see if they could play with me the bingo, but every single student had the bingo card. It is very important to increase the amount of exposure that the students have to the vocabulary of the week, but also to be very careful with the amount of students they interact with. In order for the learners to be autonomous in the learning, we need to give them the opportunity first to be with the whole group, then moving to 5 students group to one-to-one interaction. This is a very powerful strategy, was one of the ones that I created in the classroom when I was a preschool English teacher, and it worked very well, as I told you in other cases. I will share with you this video of one of my students back in 2013. I think that is an example of some of the things that I have already shared with you. And the invitation is for you to have this checklist. And I would like you to check all the things that you can see are evident in the video. Basically, I think that I see all those things there, and I expect you to just have an example of what type of resources I developed with the kids and which was the one-to-one interaction at the end of the week with each of my students. Let's watch the video together. Okay, Chris, I want you to show me the family members. Show me the sister.
Rabbit.
No, sister.
Baby.
I want the sister. Very good. Put it inside the house. I want you to put the father.
Father.
Very good. I want you to show me grandma.
Grandma. Grandma.
Very good. Put it there. Show me baby.
Baby.
Show me brother. Let me see that one. Who's this person, please?
Mother.
Who?
Mother.
Very good. And show me the other one that you have there.
Grandpa.
Who is that one?
Grandpa.
Grandpa. Very good. So I want you to repeat the family members, Chris. Are you ready? Who's this person?
Baby.
This one.
Mother.
Very good. Who's this one?
Grandpa.
This one.
Sister.
This one.
Brother.
This one. Father. And who is this person?
Grandma.
Give me 5, please. Excellent. So she was Cristina, and as you can see, I was giving her thinking time. Her answers were based on the visual aids that I had available for her, and this was the resource that I used for the one-to-one assessment of the week. But before getting to that point, we had to play a lot with small groups of 5 or 6 students playing bingo cards, huge bingo cards, and then she could play the same cards with another partner for a day. And finally, I could ask her to show me different cards, to pronounce vocabulary, and to identify different family members. These are the strategies that I think are very powerful for the little ones to learn, but I will have 3 more. The 5th tip is CPA, and it is based on the Singapore method of teaching maths. I used to present the vocabulary of the week in front of my students with concrete objects. Then I moved to the word wall for them to have visual aids in the classroom. And at the end, we started to watch and to read some words that were really abstract for them. So I think that the Singapore method, I didn't know it at that time, but once I knew the Singapore method for teaching maths, I recognized that I was using the same method for teaching English, because it is a developmentally appropriate teaching approach, not only for that subject, but also for English. And I think that we should start with objects, then with visual aids, and at the end, moving towards words, which are the most abstract things that our kids are going to face. It also helps the three learning profiles in our students: kinesthetic learners, visual learners, and auditory learners. So it's very strong and powerful, and I know that it comes from teaching maths, but I invite you to practice this method into teaching English too. The sixth tip, TPR and music. We all know that kids love music, and we as English teachers should love music too. Asher, Krashen, and Terrell talk about total physical response. I always say to teachers that when you are teaching a language that students don't know, the only thing that you have in common is the body language. That's why language would be acquired easily if it is connected with body movement. The role of the teacher is to model the movement and to help and give time to students for them to follow it too. It requires nonverbal response, and TPR is also helpful to make comprehensible the new vocabulary by using gestures and visual clues. On the other hand, it is very important for you to present a song first with concrete objects, then with pictorial flashcards or word wall, and then move to the abstract way of learning. I will share with you a video that I created for teachers in our school that models what we should do in order to first choose a good song for little kids, but also to plan how we can implement TPR as essential methodology for teaching English. I hope you enjoyed it.
Considerando que el único lenguaje común en un aula de inmersión en el aprendizaje de un segundo idioma es el lenguaje corporal, es muy importante asignar movimientos a cada una de las palabras que vamos a aprender. Y vamos a hacer esto con el ejemplo de nuestra canción. Primero, cuando la canción diga apple, vamos a hacer este movimiento. Porque cuando las manzanas usualmente se las entregamos a alguien, se las regalamos a alguien. Si la manzana desaparece, ustedes van a continuar imaginando que aquí hay una manzana. Y lo mismo vamos a hacer con las otras frutas de la canción. Banana. El movimiento será este. Oranges. El movimiento será este. Strawberries. Watermelon, son muy pesadas y uno cuando las carga hace algo así. Y grapes, como son varias esferitas, vamos a hacer este movimiento. Repasemos. Apple, bananas, oranges, strawberries, watermelon, grapes. ¿Estamos listos? Uno de los pilares de la educación inicial es el arte, y el arte incluye la música. Así que vamos a incluir hoy nuestra canción para poder aprender el vocabulario de estas 6 frutas. Las canciones que se deben elegir para compartir con los niños y niñas en el aprendizaje de un segundo idioma, en este caso inglés, deben ser cortas, deben tener ritmo lento y adicionalmente un patrón, es decir, que algo se repita durante la canción. Vamos a tener un ejemplo de una canción que se puede utilizar para el aprendizaje de estas 6 fibras. Los invito entonces a imitar mis movimientos. Recuerden, apple, banana, oranges, strawberry, watermelon, and grapes. ¿Listos?
It's yummy, yummy, yummy to my tummy, tummy, tummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy to my tummy, tummy, tummy. All right. Apples, apples. I like apples. Bananas, bananas. I like bananas, 'cause they're yummy, yummy, yummy to my tummy, tummy, tummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy to my tummy, tummy, tummy. All right. Oranges, oranges. I like oranges. Strawberries, strawberries. I like strawberries, 'cause they're yummy, yummy, yummy to my tummy, tummy, tummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy to my tummy, tummy, tummy. All right. Grapes, grapes. I like grapes. Watermelon, watermelon. I like watermelon, 'cause it's yummy, yummy, yummy to my tummy, tummy, tummy. 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 All right.
Una vez hemos pasado por lo concreto, pasamos a lo pictórico. Pueden ser dibujos hechos por los niños, pero también se recomienda muchísimo tener este tipo de material dentro del aula para los niños. Esto pictórico permite que los aprendices visuales conecten muy rápido el conocimiento. Lo concreto, lo kinestético. La música, los auditivos, pero nos faltan los lectores, así que armar las fichas. Los invito a seguir viendo nuestras cápsulas desde el Colegio Nuevo Cambridge, enfocadas para el aprendizaje no solamente en nuestro colegio, sino desde casa. Chao, chao. No desde casa. Chao, chao.
Seventh tip, right questions for right connections. Terrell back in 1981 said that for the teachers, it is very important to understand and recognize that beginners need a lot of support and scaffolding in order to start putting out the skills of speaking and writing. In this case, I'm going to give you an example based on Christina's case when I was interacting with her to assess the learning of family members. So the questions that we should use are, first, yes or no questions. For example, is this the sister? The answer that I expect is yes or no, depending on the picture that I show to the student. The second type of question is choice question. Is this the sister or the father? And she would say, he or she is the sister or is the sister. Here, the grammar is not important. We are going to start improving the grammar knowledge step by step. The third type of question is completion question. This is a beautiful and little, and the student should continue the sentence. For sure, she is going to say mother or grandma or sister. And the fourth type of question is single of two-word questions. Who's this, Christina? And she would say, this is a sister or it is a sister. Those were the 7 tips that I wanted to share with you. Remember, silent period, 3 elements for success, thinking time, G, P, I, C, P, A, TPR and music, and right questions for the right connections. I invite you to try at least one of these tips and you will think that you can be a better teacher every day. Our little kids deserve teachers like you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you for your support and for being part of this session. The 3 books that I recommend to you in order to go deeper in the learning of early childhood teaching strategies are How the Brain Learns is one of my favorite ones. The second book is Dual Language Learners, Strategies for Teaching English. And the last one is Helping English Language Learners Succeed. Have a great day, be safe, and be lifelong learners. Bye-bye.